Peter McGuire of XM Australia. Thank you very much, Peter, for joining us. And I can't tell you how much every one of our viewers is going to hang on to everything you say. We slipped below 100. What is your sense of the immediate range? Do you think we could hug 100 for some time, even go sub? Or is 120 and 128 still on the cards?
Well, good morning, Latha. And I do feel as though that we should have probably edged lower than that 95, but we've got a couple of issues, as your previous guest mentioned. We've got a physical market that's extremely tight. We can't exaggerate that tightness in the sense where we've got supply issues, we've got the Russia situation with Ukraine, you've got Libya, Nigeria, and other parts of the world that are having issues as far as production. We've got Biden in Saudi Arabia, and that's going to be interesting how that all plays out over the next matter of days, and that whole Middle East tour. We've got the issues with Iran, and of course you've got a US dollar index at 108.50, up nearly 109, that just seems to be one-way traffic that everyone's saying is 112 the next handle.
Yeah.
It's very hard to appreciate where we've been and what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, because it's just been one way, and that US dollar is only going to the moon.
Yeah. No, I take your point. I wouldn't have imagined 108 on the cards, and now people are freely talking about 115 for the dollar. But President Biden is visiting the OPEC countries, Saudi Arabia,
Yes.
in the next few hours. Do you think that there is a possibility of greater OPEC pumping? Is that physical shortage impossible to conquer, or is it possible with persuasion?
It might be possible with persuasion. I'm understanding that he's got to work, I think, quite strategic with them because of the relationship naturally Russia has with the Saudis and the whole OPEC plus cartel. So how he manages that and how that moves forward is going to be, I think, one that the market will interpret, and we'll just see how that materialises over later today, of course, with NYMEX trading this evening in New York, and then over the weekend and what we experienced Monday. So I would have expected Brent to maybe go up $1 or $2 from here over the next matter of a day or so. But if we see a surprise, then that could greatly impact the markets very, very quickly.
Oh, okay. What about that Nordstream pipeline? Is that the next big event to watch? And can that be a binary event with crude rushing up? That was the JP Morgan forecast.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you've got to look at Nordstream, of course, and you've just got to look at all of the different pipelines, supply chains, and any issues we're having as far as shipping or weather outages. I mean, we're heading into that hurricane season also. That, end of July, August, September, October is crucial for US production. So we've really got our hands full over the next couple of months with Mother Nature events. You've got a geopolitical war premium built in with Russia and Ukraine. You've got uncertainty with Biden heading into the Middle East. All of those factors, Latha, have got to be, I think, identified and taken on board, and that creates one word, and that's volatility. So whilst it could go to 95, WTI could just as easily be possibly at 105 within a week. So that sheer volatility. I'm worried about US dollar index, how much further upside that has, and of course the Fed loading with 100 basis point at the end of the month.
So you still, ultimately our viewers will look to you to give us a range. What should we be prepared for? Even if you have to guess it for 1 or 2 months, how would you guess?
Well, 1 or 2, I'd say 95 to 105 for WTI, 100 to 110, 112 for Brent. And you've got the discount there of about $3.70 for Brent to NYMEX crude there at the moment. So,
yes.
Yeah, I think it's got the potential to be another 10 to 12 bucks to the upside from here for both, and possibly another $5 to the low side. So it'll whipsaw between those 2 points.
Okay.
As long as you don't see any weather outages, geopolitical concerns, or unforeseen events.
Oh, yes, of course. One assumes that the Nordstream will reopen on July 22nd, isn't it? Peter, that was for the near term. If you have to just look far off into the year, for the end of the year,
Yes,
would you still think that it is under $5 downside, $10 to $12 upside would be the range you would work with? Or does the range move higher? Or does it move lower?
Well, if you strip out the Russia-Ukraine war premium, and if that gets settled, then I think you strip out probably $20 for a war premium built in, maybe $25. So I wouldn't be surprised to see an $80 crude if you have no weather outages, no geopolitical concerns. We've got supply, Nordstream, and all of those factors are working very, very effectively. But that's a crystal ball, because it could quite easily go the other way. And that's the excitement, Latha. You've been in this long enough. That's the excitement of these markets.
Okay, well, we'll keep inviting you. And you did not even mention recessionary conditions in Europe and
demand
US.
destruction.
That could, color it even more. Thank you very much, Peter. I know these are difficult questions and moving answers with, the facts moving like a kaleidoscope. But we will hang on to everything you say. And it's something that you have given us to hold on. Probably $5 less and probably $10 to $12 higher. Thank you very much, Peter McGuire.